Welcome. I want to go over your directions on how to do an op art project, which stands for Optical Illusion Art. And the way that you start this project is I just found 3 circles to trace, just 3 objects that I traced. You can do at least 3, you can do more if you want. I did different sizes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put lines, grid lines in the background and then also on my circles. So let me show you how I'm going to do that with my circle. I'm going to divide this up using my perspective. I'm going to make lines that go in one direction, that follow the shape. I'm following the shape of my circle. And then I'm going to go the other direction because this is the part of the circle that's closest to me. Okay, now I'm going to go this way. Opposite direction, follow the shape of your circle. Okay, so I've already made the grid on all my circles, making sure that I follow the shape of the circle. Now I'm going to do a checkerboard pattern in my background. And to make this easy, I'm just using the width of my ruler and lining it up to the edge of the paper. And then I'm lining up to the line I just made. And I'm going to do this all the way across. When I get to a circle, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to pick up the line underneath where the circle is. So I finished my grid in the background. It's just a really simple grid. If you want it to be a little more complicated, you can make smaller lines. I'm making just a real basic one for you. But you can make all these lines of checkerboard smaller, maybe 1/2 inch instead of 1 inch, and it'll give you even more of an optical illusion. So your next step is to choose your colors. You can choose complementary colors. So choose color pairs that are opposite each other on the color wheel. Look back to your color wheel assignment and just look on one side of the wheel and go directly to the other side, and you'll find the complement color. So I'm choosing to use orange and blue. Another set you could use are purple and yellow, or you could use red and green if you're in the spirit for the holidays. I'm using markers. You can use your colored pencils, you can use pastels, you can use whatever you want to fill this in, but I'm going to use markers if you have them. Whenever you're using color sets, I want you to start with your lighter color first. In this pair, the orange is going to be lighter. And what you're going to do is you're going to color every other square orange. When I'm completely done with that, I'll come in and do every other square blue. You're going to do the same thing on your circles. Right, so what I've started to do is fill in every other square orange, and one trick that you should use is to skip and mark each square just so you don't get confused when you're coloring, and then you can come back. So I've marked every other square in the grid in the background with orange. When I come to the next row, I'm going to go opposite. So since I'm going to color this one in, I'm going to leave this one blank, and I'm going to color this one in. So I went ahead and marked all those in, and I'll go ahead and color that in. This project should take you a very long time to do if you're going to do a good job. So I'm doing a real quick job just to show you how it should look. But I want you to go and take your time and color in each square as dark as you can. With a rich color, it makes a difference. So I'm going to show you what the circles would look like. You're going to do the exact same pattern of every other square. Go across your grid and then up and down every other square. So when I start to fill in the blue, now I know all my empty squares. Once I'm done with all my orange, I would go do the whole thing in orange. And I'm going to start filling in every other square blue. And remember, the darker that you color it in, and the more careful of a job you do, the better this will look when you're done. So I'll do the same thing on my grid in my background. You can see how that's going to stop popping out. With the opposite complementary colors, the way they play off each other, since they're opposites, it gives that illusion that it's almost vibrating when you have them real bright. So this one will be blue in the background.